Hi, this is Reo Wilde back here at Archery, Idaho. One of the things I've been doing a lot lately is shooting some 3Ds. Been going to the ASA tournaments and stuff like that, so we thought we'd take a minute and just kind of go over what my 3D setup is. The bow that I've chosen is a 40 Stratos. I really love it. It's got the SVX cams that are very similar to what I've used for years and years and years, and won 14 World Championships, 3 Vegases, 4 Lancaster Classics, just a number of things. 20 plus world records. That cam and I have been good friends for a long time. My draw weight on my bow is about 68 pounds. My 3D bow, I shoot a little more. As you all know, World Archery only allows 60, but for 3D, because I want the little bigger arrow to travel faster, I shoot about 68 pounds. My stabilizer, my weights are about, I run their tungsten from Shrewd. So I have 8, 12, 15 on the back. I believe I have 15 on the front too, so it might be a first time it's exactly the same. But that's kind of where I'm at with this whole setup. It really aims well, really shoots well. If the guy behind it does his job, it really ends up good, but usually that's the idiot that messes up. Otherwise, it's a winning combination. The Stratus is new to me this year, but it has really been a good friend. I've got second at NFA Indoor Nationals, second at Lancaster. Had a really good run so far. But the one thing I've really been getting into this year a little bit is the 3D. And so when talking with Hoyt, one of the cool things we talked about was 3D is to help sell hunting bows. People really get into it and really like it. So one of the things that we had done was I matched my hunting bow to my target bow, or to my 3D bow. We've got the QU camo limbs, the tombstone gray riser, really is a cool effect. Really excited about it. It's really shot really good. I've had it at 2 tournaments now and ended up with a couple of nice finishes. Really learning a lot about 3D. It's a different game. I've been able and been lucky to have really good sponsors that have helped me got some different things to try and aim at with different, stuff. It's aiming at a 3D is totally different than a yellow target. You have no idea what you're shooting. In fact, one of the things I told somebody that was very interesting is when I shoot at a 3D, and you see your arrow hit, you have to almost wait for someone to tell you whether it was good or not because you just don't know. It's a different aspect of archery that I'm not used to. I mean, and you shoot and you're like, man, I feel like that's right where it should be, and it just isn't. With 3D, I've really worked on some cool setups. Clear Target has given me some cool lenses that I have, almost looks like a gun aperture with a dot in the middle. It allows me to use it as a reference because sometimes when we're shooting 3Ds, if a guy's shooting at a 12 and he just hit just high right, just low, I can use those legs to help me kind of reference off and to put my arrow in. It's been really awesome. Works really good in my Shrewd Optum. I've really tried pins at times in my life, and I really struggled. In fact, at the Kentucky ASA, I thought, I can run a pin. I'm different now. I'm shooting 3D, maybe at the target being different, I can get away with it, and it really was a struggle. That was probably my worst 3D I've ever shot in my life, and I learned a lot. It was dark. The pin really wasn't my best friend. I have a problem with it. I want to push it up or down to see behind it, and that really was my struggle. So with the aperture that Clear Target's built on my lens, it's really good. With the Optum, it has the light that can shine right on the lens and really lights it up really good and clean. So I can see it on those dark targets, or even on a light target, it still lights up pretty well. It has been a really good friend. I run the 35 with the shades in front, shades in back. Really been excited and happy with how that scope has turned out this year. The next thing I have is my Achieve XP Pro. Super happy with this sight. TrueBall come out with it this year. The parts of it that shooting indoors and in stuff like that, I don't have to really worry about my sight being too level at 20 yards. But with the new Pro, they have some really cool features on the fact of, like, with this one, your first axis has a micro adjust. Super nice to have that one level on my sight, because that can be just a little tight here, a little tight there, and you always are fighting it. But with that, fixes that problem. Super nice in that aspect. Then they have the new adjustable pointer on the sight with your tape. I cannot tell you how much that has meant to me. We used to like loosen them up and you'd tighten down the screw on and they'd move just a little bit and you'd be like, ugh. This one, you just adjust it with the wrench down on the bottom, get it in there, lock it down, and it doesn't move. That is one of the 2 features on this site that I have been the most happy with and feel like have done awesome. They've done other things with the front being a different locking mount. It really locks well. The side mount's a little different. It locks really nice. Like I said, just super happy with this sight. Couldn't be happier. I mean, Achieve and I have done a lot through the years, and this is one that I've been really proud to put on my bow. Next on it, I put the Elvish Tech light. It shines down inside my Optum scope, lights up my aperture, gives me a clear target or something in reference to aim with off my lens from the dot to the different lines in it. This light has been amazing. I mean, you charge it and it lasts for weeks. It just has been awesome. If anybody doesn't know about it, it has a deal inside it that when you move, it turns on. When you set it down for like a minute, it goes back to sleep. So it helps save the battery. And guys like me that have tried lights in the past, forget to turn them off. I can admit I'm one of them guys. And so when I get to the range and I have a dead battery, it always would bum me out. But with this light, I have seemed to fix that problem. That is one of the really good features of that. Next, my rest. My Spot Hogg swap has been a friend of mine since the day it came out. Even the prototypes were a big deal. The advantage of being able to unscrew it and take it off when I fly and travel and protect my blade is one that I cannot express enough. We put it in the little rest case, and I don't ever worry about getting to a tournament and my blade being bent. I do shoot a blade for 3Ds just like I do targets because I feel like accuracy has been a big part, and that's where I have really achieved well was with this rest. Just something I've always shot with. In fact, me and Mike Slosser have talked about it. It's one product that if they weren't sponsoring me, I would almost buy it because I do believe in it and I feel like it's that good of product. Next, my Shrewd Revx stabilizers. Since their inception, have been one of my favorite things. I put them on right away when I got the prototypes. Ended up making the top 8 at Lancaster, which we can say a lot of guys haven't had that advantage, and it's been really amazing. Like I say, their design is very different than anything else because instead of having just the parallel tube inside or the hollowness, they have a different aspect of one part is bigger with a shock absorber or vibration dampening part where the other part becomes parallel. So down in here, it becomes more parallel in that. Super strong and solid, but doesn't shake your teeth out, I guess would be the right term. Because that's what when you get them stiff rods. I cannot tell you, I've had guys tell me about elbows hurting, like they just get afraid of their shot. I've even had guys tell me they feel like the bad rods have caused them target panic because of the shock and vibration. So to me, the Shrewd Revx's are awesome. I run the Atlas offset, really cool adjustabilities from up and down, side to side, the quick disconnect built into it. I run about a 30-inch front rod with a 10-inch side rod. That's just kind of been what I've run my whole career. It seems to help me aim the best. I think people don't realize, to me, when we start talking about stabilizers, I hear people talk about weight out front, weight on the side, different ways to do it. But the part that I have really learned about stabilizers is, this is a stabilizer. Add the weights out front to stabilize how it aims. Like, I don't understand where the balance goes, because at full draw, I'm holding 20-some pounds. So I'm not just holding a rod to try and balance. So to me, what I've learned in my life is put it out there to slow the dot down, put it here to make the bow become more level for you, which makes sense. It's called an offset. So it offsets some of the weight of the riser and other parts to make you feel naturally level at all times. So when you're aiming on a hill or you got a deal, that helps you level up really well. Next, I run Joey's strings on my target bow. Have shot his stuff forever. Super good. Really love them. They're set in so quick. I don't worry about stretch or changing, and no matter what kind of temperatures I'm in. I mean, I had a guy one time tell me, and we talked about it, how amazing bow companies are, or some string manufacturers are, because this bow goes in the bottom of an airplane and could go to 45, 50 below up in those places. And then I'm going to pick it up and pull it out of a bow case and take it to 90 to 100 degree temperatures, and it's going to shoot the same. That's what bow companies and really good string companies are why I have stayed with some of them, been with some of the best in the world, because I have to depend on that. Next, I use a podium peep from Specialty Archery Products. Really simple little thing. Nice features is in I use a 1.5 clarifier because I use a 6-power lens. And on a 3D target, you need to be able to see the rings or where you're aiming, because otherwise, you're just aiming a piece of foam and it's hard to reference where you're going to shoot. Sometimes you can see, sometimes you can't, but that gives me every opportunity to can, because when I'm shooting at a regular target face, I can really see clarity of the lines and things from that really help me a lot. Just one of the really nice parts is that Other than that, my arrows, I have gone back and forth between the SuperDrive 23 and the SuperDrive 25. I have found that my 23s have been just more accurate for me downrange, which has helped me get more 12s. Both the times this year I've shot 23s, I have ended up in the top 5. The other times, my 25s, I've struggled a little with. So the accuracy I'm getting out of my 23s has been way better. I've been rolling the new FlexFletch Pro 2.5s. Really like them. If you haven't shot FlexFletch, give them a try. They are probably my favorite vane of all. They last forever and just really are awesome. Our competition points have been really good to me. Jesse sent me some of these. 140 grains up front, and they are really cool looking. I mean, they're ballistic, and they seem to hold up really good. I've hit things with them, hit other arrows, and they just take a beating and really are awesome. So this is my 3D setup. Hope this gives you an idea where I'm at. If it can help you get yours set up and get ready for the next ASA or your local 3D. I do some of the local 3D leagues, and we have a blast, and it's just really fun. And get out and shoot some. It really is a good time and a good practice to get ready for hunting. So hope you have a great day, and make sure and subscribe.